Good evening, I'm Harry Keeling, and on behalf of Alaska Public Media and the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation, welcome to Hangar Flying. Our guest this evening is the director of the Cessna 180-185 Club here in Alaska. Stephen Radcliff is the new director, and you can talk a little bit about the club and a couple of other topics. Stephen, like many of us, got first interested in airplanes and aviation through his dad, who was a U.S. Marine Corps officer. Stephen went to college in Texas, but came to Alaska in 2011. He currently is a private pilot, but on his short list is instrument and commercial. In his day job, he's a petroleum engineer and has often used his aircraft to get to places for work. He's a committed tail dragger, and he was recently named, as I mentioned, Alaska Director for the Cessna 180-185 Club. Stephen, welcome.
Thanks, appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be here.
Let's start with talk a little bit about your dad's influence on your love of flying.
Yeah, so my father, as you mentioned, learned to fly in the military, and when he got out, he got me pretty enthused with it at an early age. Got into flying tail wheels. First plane was a 180 and then later a 185, and so I basically grew up only thinking there were tail wheel planes in the world.
Let's talk about the 180-185 Club. How is it organized, and what's its mission?
Well, the club's organized as basically a social club. The club is with the intent to increase awareness, enthusiasm for Cessna Skywagons, 180s and 185s. The membership levels, cost to join is the same, but there's three different levels. There's the regular membership, a sustaining member, and then an associate member. The regular membership are for people that own 180s and 185s. If you're a spouse, you can join as a sustaining member. And the difference in that is you can go to all the functions, you just can't vote, is basically the only difference. And then for people that are just non-pilots or non-Skywagon owners can also join as an associate member and have access to the website and the newsletters and things like that. But there's no voting privileges or anything there. So that's kind of the three different levels that we have.
And what's the membership dues?
The membership dues are $25 a year, and you get access to the website as well as to the newsletter, which is sent out 6 times a year.
And the dues are the same for any one of the three?
That is correct. Yeah,
categories.
$25. So,
how big a membership do you have?
The total international member level is, I think right now, just a little under 1,000 members. And then here in Alaska, we're at, I'd say a little under 100, around 90 members. And trying to grow that number, we'd like to see it increase with more awareness. As most everyone knows and probably is aware of, there's probably more 180s and 185s here in Alaska than anywhere else in the world. So Alaska is a huge part of the club and the membership. So,
but you've got people as far afield as Australia, and
we do. Yeah, I kind of joke and say we've got members from Alaska to Australia and everywhere in between, and that's pretty fair statement. We actually have a map on the website you can look at that shows the little dots for all the different countries. It's kind of interesting.
So talk a little bit. I've actually been a member of the club for a number of years. I've not had a chance to do any of the fly-ins, but I certainly have enjoyed the newsletter. Talk a little bit about what you get as a member.
So besides the website and the newsletter that you mentioned, there's a lot of information you can gain from both of those. There's a forum that has a lot of good information, for all things tail wheel, all things Skywagons. Also, classified section as well. And then on top of that, you kind of mentioned the fly-in. So, the club has an annual fly-in that they sponsor for, it kind of rotates between Canada and Mexico and the U.S. And then there's also, I'd say, non-sponsored type fly-ins that we have just for all 180, 185 guys, and we're looking at doing 1 or 2 here this summer in Alaska as well. So,
anything else planned for Alaska?
Well, we're planning on having a booth at the Airmen's Show this April. We'll be participating in that, and I would encourage anybody that's interested to come by. I'll be attending the booth along with some other members as well, and be a good opportunity to put names to faces and what have you. On top of that, we're going to do a group fly out over to the Valdez fly-in. I think that's the weekend after the trade show. And then the weekend of June, I think it's June 10th to the 12th, we're going to have a fly-in at Wrangell Park. Depending upon numbers, we'll determine where we actually have it at, but I think we're looking at May Creek right now, possibly the Peavine Strip.
Okay. You know, you came up, I think we're going to run out of time. Let's do this. Let's get you back on, and I want to talk a little bit about some figures that you had from an analysis of 180, 185 accidents. So if I can get you back on, I will thank you for being on tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd ask you to tune in next time. Stephen will talk some pretty interesting figures. And I'd also remind you all that it's the beginning of the year. It's time to renew your 2016 dues for the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation. Just go to aasfonline.org. And until next time, fly safe.